By Power Business Technology, your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome inside Tom's Watch Bar. It's game night, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. We're getting you ready for the Kings and Bulls tonight. We're doing so much more. Marsh Madness is ascended upon the Doco here at Tom's Watch Bar, my friend.
That's spelled M-A-R-S-H.
You see the shirt? You got the shirt going.
Just in case if you guys didn't get the pronunciation right, it's Marsh Madness.
There we go.
Love it.
Very kind. Former teacher of mine, Henry, from high school, made this shirt for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was your doing.
Mr. Fred Lamora.
Okay, Freddie.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I like it too. It's black, got a little orange on it with the basketball.
Yeah, check it out on the YouTube if you're watching online. You can see it.
I'm about to say, you going to start selling merch now, though?
Let's get it done. Let's sell some tees.
Hey, I'm telling you, that shirt would sell.
All right.
That shirt would sell.
I like it. We're going to have to put it up in the Sacktown merch tent.
That's right.
Very cool. All right, so a lot going on today. Hopefully your brackets are still intact here in day one. As right now, Arkansas and Kansas going after it. Of course, Bill Self versus Calipari. In this one, Rick Pitino waiting in the wings. This has been a much-anticipated match. Arkansas leading Kansas. But, of course, we're here to talk Kings tonight. And, boy, what a great start to this homestand. Pretty unbelievable. Without Sabonis, and then without Zach LaVine last night. No Jake LaRavia, the hero of the game against Memphis. And the Kings have started out this homestand 2-0 against great competition.
Yes, really answered the bell when they came back home. Struggled a little bit on the road. But this is Doug. This is what Doug wants to see. Doug wants to see these guys come out on their home floor and be able to compete against the best. You might not have the best record in the world, but at the end, when it really means something, you want this basketball team to be clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, no doubt. And, of course, we played the audio of Doug's press conference. Normally, you and I were there. We were listening to it here while the Drive guys aired it. And Doug's focus is, again, it's about faceless opposition. It's all about what you're looking at in the mirror. It's all about the performance and what you do individually. And you can see that taking shape out there on the court.
And Scott, I totally agree with Doug on that. It really doesn't matter who's on the other end. It doesn't matter what color the jerseys are. It doesn't even matter if they got all-stars or 3 all-stars. It matters all about how the Sacramento Kings approach the game. We've already seen they came and they beat. Cleveland didn't give it up. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of the best teams in the NBA. So right there, it can be done. They walked into Boston and beat the champs.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about the champs. They beat the champs. So that lets you know once again, if you come out with the right intent, the right intensity, the right energy, it can be done.
Yeah, the Kings have proved that. And what a win it was last night against the Cavaliers. And we saw the birth of the Rook. Devin Carter, his breakout night as a Sacramento King.
I love what Doug said. Welcome to the NBA, young man.
Exactly. He was awesome last night with those 16 points, but it wasn't about what he scored or how he scored or anything else. It was all about that defensive intensity and getting on the glass.
It was all about energy and effort, Scott. It was all about changing the momentum of the game. That's one thing. When they tell you about accepting your role coming off the bench in the NBA, a lot of people think it's more so of, understanding that you're not first option, understanding that, you're not the first look. That's not what it is. When you accept your role, you understand. You sit and watch the game, and you really have to analyze and say, okay, what is it that our guys are missing? Are they missing energy? Are they missing effort? They're missing it on the offensive end. They're missing it on the defensive end. That's where you have to really pay attention and come in and try to bring something different than what's going on out there already.
Yeah, Carter, 16 points. He was 6 of 11 floor, had a couple of threes, those 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a monster dunk of the season.
Man, I love that dunk. I knew it was coming, Scott. He had took off and tried to get one against Memphis the game before and didn't quite finish it. I knew it was just a matter of time before this young man got a chance to take off and get him one of those good high-flying dunks.
Yeah, no doubt. He was great, and the whole team was great. And certainly DeMar closing out that game without Zach there, Malik with the energy. Keegan was fantastic. Trey Lyles, his defense was incredible. This was truly a team effort.
It was. And that's the only way this team is going to be able to survive. Yeah. I know we got good one-on-one players. You know, DeMar can go off for 30. Same thing with Zach. Sabonis can give you 20 and 20 on a given night. Yeah. But that's not where you want to be with this team. You want this team to be surviving with everybody pitching in what they can do. You know, you're getting something from the rookie. You're getting something from Keon. Keegan Murray, you're getting something out of him. Malik Monk is playing Malik Monk-like. Whenever you get Big Chun come in and give you a double-double off the bench, those are type of things to where you want guys to start being to start averaging those type of things to where you don't have to get a Herculean effort out of one of your players.
Exactly. And for this Cavaliers team, they've lost 3 straight, 56-13, still one of the best in the league. Well, what a great effort for the Kings on the home floor to get 2 games above 500. And again, what Doug was saying about the effort and intensity, that is something that he wants to be the identity, the cornerstone, something they bring every night. But when we are talking about matchups, scouting reports still matter. The way you match up certainly matters. Right. The coaching changes and the strategy matters. And Doug did a brilliant thing last night because Valanciunas had a very tough defensive matchup out there last night with the bigs and the pick and rolls and the pick and pops. Jonas really was not at his best defensively trying to guard that outside game. And so when he went to Trey Lyles and had the small ball, it certainly made an impact.
Let me tell you this. We love Big Chun, and we know what Big Chun does best. You know, he's a big guy. He brings wood. He brings lumber. He rebounds. He defends the paint. He's not a guy that's going to close out at the three-point line.
Yep.
So when they had him trying to guard Evan Mobley at the three-point line, it wasn't going to work.
Nope.
And you know what? And you got to take your hat off to Evan Mobley. He knocked down 3 shots, right, from the three-point line. And then when Valanciunas ran out to contest him, what'd he do? He put the ball on the ground and tried to go right around him and got fouled. Exactly what you're supposed to do, textbook. That's when Doug said, okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're laying down. Yo, Trey, come on in and let's shut this down.
I tell you, how good is Evan Mobley?
Evan Mobley's a good dude. I mean, really is. Hey, I see why he made the All-Star team. You know, he's a 7-foot guy that can step out, knock the three-pointer down. He's good enough to put the ball on the floor and beat his man off the dribble. And when he gets around that basket, he's long enough to where he finishes. So, yeah, I see why he made the All-Star squad.
Yeah, he was fabulous. And you can tell why the Cavs are doing so well. That combination of Mobley and Allen, that is tough. And then when you throw it with the Spider-Man,
right,
boy, that's a good lineup.
And you know, and defensively, Scott, here's what they do. You know, you have Mobley out there. He can slide his feet a little bit with stretch fours, right? But he's still 7 foot.
Yep.
So he's long that way. He's going to funnel you in. Once he funnels you in, then here comes Jared Allen, another legitimate 7 foot, 7'1" guy that can jump out the gym. So they have big time rim protection after Spider Mitchell been just hounding you outside. You know, after you know, some of the other guards are hounding you outside. You get past them, you got 2 7-footers you got to contend with. That's tough in the NBA.
Very tough indeed, and that's why that victory even more sweet for Sacramento as they get the win, 123-119. That 43-point third quarter where they just dominated that game, especially on the defensive end. It was reminiscent of the first quarter when the LaRavia came in against Memphis. Those spurts were really what propelled the Kings.
What I like about that quarter, Scott, is that, number one, the Kings ramped up on the defensive side. They were getting steals. They were getting deflections. Yeah. They were getting on transition. Number two is that they didn't rely on the three-point shot at that particular point. They were getting to the basket and scoring. Yeah. So they definitely had a 1-2 punch in that quarter. It just wasn't an abundance of layups. It just wasn't an abundance of threes. They really picked and choose when they got to the basket or when they shot the three.
Yeah, they did. It was just a well-played game by Sacramento. And you know what? the home court advantage certainly has come through this week for Sacramento.
For sure. And the fans.
Yes.
The fans have showed up and showed out. And the fans have been there since day one, Scott. All they've been waiting for is for this team to give them something to cheer about. And it really had to be victories. It just had to be going out there and giving your all on the floor.
And the Kings have certainly done that. And, boy, have they been rewarded. 2-0 on this 7-game homestand. We know the homestand doesn't get any easier. It's the Bulls tonight. Both teams on the back-to-back. Chicago lost last night in Phoenix. The Kings obviously at home after last night as they'll get ready to take on the Chicago team. We'll take the break. When we come back, we'll start breaking down the Bulls. We'll give you all the standings in the Western Conference. Get you ready for tonight's game. Game night. It's always brought to you by our good friends at Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power family can help you with all your business office equipment needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. More game night coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. Come on down, hang out in the Doco tonight before the Kings game. And if you don't have a ticket, you can stay here, watch the Kings, watch all the NC2A tournament games. This is the place to be on opening day of Marsh Madness. More game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Sacramento, what's up? It's your boy Henry Turner, a.k.a. the High Flyer here. Hey, you need something extraordinary? You like soul food? Howard Gumbo is the place for you. Family recipe straight from New Orleans. Gumbo is off the chain, good like mama makes. Check out their $5 bowl of gumbo. It's the best in the business. And when you talk fried catfish, fried snapper, sides, red beans and rice, Cajun rice, and gumbo fries. 2120 Marconi Ave in Sacramento. When you walk up, tell them the High Flyer sent you.
Get ready for the high-octane action. It's the 76th season opener at the Stockton 99 Speedway, March 29th. Watch the intense racing action as the Stockton Late Models, NorCal Mini Stocks, NorCal Legend Series, Pure Stocks, and Fast Car Solutions Mini Modifieds tear up the track. It's fast, it's thrilling, it's nonstop action you don't want to miss. Family-friendly fun, food, and excitement for everyone. Gates open at 5 p.m. Racing starts at 6. Stockton 99 Speedway, where speed and excitement come to life. March 29th. Be there for the 76th season opener. For tickets, visit Stockton99.com.
Spring is in the air, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping for new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Hey Mom, hey Dad, spring break is just around the corner. Take advantage of the extra time with your kids and schedule a fun and convenient dental appointment at Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics. It's our mission to deliver more fun and less fear. Our dental rock stars strive to give nothing but the best experience to both parents and kids. We have several convenient appointments available this week, even on Saturdays. With locations throughout the Sacramento area, we have a practice near you. To book online, go to kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, where you can schedule an appointment today.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay, things people love.
Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's with limited time savings on the supplies pros need. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And don't miss your chance to activate and earn 3 times the points on select DeWalt and Klein tools. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Welcome back into game night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marshall on with the high flyer, Henry Turner. We're coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar. A gorgeous evening here at the Doco, right outside the Golden One Center as we get ready for the Kings and the Bulls. Come on down. This place is packed. It is lit. All the NC2A games are going on right now. Hopefully your bracket is intact, but you can follow it here. And, of course, you can catch the Kings and the Bulls this evening here, Game 3 of the 7-game homestand. Game night brought to you by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento, a tremendous organization in our area. If you have a heart of service, you'd like to do something good for a kid who could use a mentor outside the household, consider Big Brothers and Big Sisters have an impact on the life of a child. For more information, go to bbbs-sac.org, bbbs-sac.org. They get all the information. Big Brothers, Big Sisters of Sacramento. All right, Kings come into this game 35-33. They're now 3 games above 500, 18-15. And Henry, maybe the thing that's as impressive as anything else about last night, we knew Sabonis wouldn't be there. He's going to be gone for a while, but They got news late. No Levine, no Laravia, and the team was still able to respond with a very shortened bench rotation.
Yeah, definitely knew Sabonis was going to be out. So, and then, it came in that something was going on with Zach, and I was still fine with that. I'm like, okay, Jake's going to get some meaningful minutes. And then all of a sudden, they said Jake is out. Right. I'm like, hold on now. We're getting a little thin here. But, it's always that next man up mentality. Doug always preaches it. The guys in the locker room, they believe it. And so when you come out, you just got to come out and play hard. Right now, the Kings really have nothing to lose.
No.
All they have is to gain. Keep playing hard and keep trying to get to that 8th spot.
Absolutely. And the good news is, and we'll have a full Gingery and Hammer injury report coming up, but Zach Levine available tonight. Jake Laravia available tonight as well. The Kings 35-33. They're in the 9th spot. They're 4 games up in the loss column of Phoenix, who beat the Chicago team that the Kings will play tonight. Last night in Phoenix, the Mavs losing. They're 33-37. So the Suns and Mavs tied for that 10th spot.
Whoa.
Looking up, the T-Wolves lost last night as well. They're 40-31. The Clips in the 7th spot, 39-30. The Warriors at 40-29. So the Kings pretty solidly in that 9th spot. Again, that would mean if things finished as they look right now, of course, 15 games still to go, plenty of time for things to move around. They would host a play-in game. And if they won that, they would go to the loser right now of the Clippers T-Wolves game, and that game would be played in LA at the Intuit Dome.
Right. So right now, the Kings, Scott, really just need to concentrate on start playing good basketball. Still win these games because you never know. You might be able to slide into that 8th spot. It's down the road, but it isn't impossible. Just like the game last night in Cleveland. Everybody thought the Kings were going to lose that basketball game.
Yep.
But they came out and they won. They had to play. So it might not look like it's, you can just reach out and touch it, but it's still there. If you hit a heater and you can start, winning 2, 3, 4, 5 games, you never know what that's going to look like.
Absolutely. All right. So the Bulls, the opponent, they're 29-40. And here's how different things are in the Western and the Eastern Conference. The Bulls, remarkably, they're 11 games under 500, but they're in the play-in scenario in the Eastern Conference. They're sitting in the 9th spot right now. They're tied with the Miami Heat. So you'll have 2 teams right now who are 11 games under 500 trying to fight for a playoff spot.
And that's crazy. Still be able to be in the mix. That's why I like the play-in scenario. I think the league did a very good job of giving players and teams a last-ditch effort to be able to come back from whatever it is. You know, whether you're just having a bad season or you guys are struggling early on, or just say if you're a team like Dallas that's just been decimated with injuries.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, if you get your guys back and get them acclimated and start playing good basketball, there's no telling what you can do, but it gives you a chance.
Yep. You know, we saw Monday night what a revenge game looked like for Jake LaRavia.
Right.
The motivation factor was real. When he made that dunk and looked back at the bench, you knew it was on. Tonight's one of the most anticipated games. Obviously, a couple of former Bulls with DeRozan and Levine will be taking on their former team here in Sacramento. The Kings have played the Bulls once already, but Levine was on the Bulls at that time. Of course, we had DeMar. What kind of factor do you think it is for veterans like Levine and DeRozan? Is it as big a deal as it was for LaRavia, a newcomer in the league?
You know, I would think that it would be this type of situation, seeing that both of those guys were 1 and 2 in Chicago, and both of them has moved on.
Yeah,
I can see both of those guys getting in the locker room saying, "We about to get these cats numbers. Come on, we're gonna put a little some extra in this game because we were there and they decided to move on from us. So let's show them what they missed."
No doubt. Obviously, DeMar's case, he signed as a free agent, so he wasn't traded, but Levine was moved, obviously, as part of that move with De'Aaron Fox. So we'll see what the motivation is. But I think more than anything else, you know, they've heard the rumors and everything else going on, and a lot of people calling this team initially Chicago West, and not referring that to necessarily the best thing ever, because the Bulls have been one of those teams that have been lying in mediocrity.
And honestly, we thought that when DeMar went to the Bulls, and it was what was it, Vucevic?
Yes.
DeMar, Zach.
Yes.
Kobe White.
Yes.
And what's the defensive guys? Caruso.
Caruso. Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people thought that team could do some damage. You know, they looked like they were ready to go and make that next step. But for some reason, it just didn't work out. But at that particular point, you know, people were looking at Chicago saying that, hey, they were top 4.
No doubt. And the Bulls team that's underachieved, there's no doubt about it. You know, there was high hopes for Chicago, and it just never worked out for them there.
You know, and things like that happen. You know, a lot of basketball teams, they do miss. Sometimes you just can't go by a championship team. It takes a little bit more than that. It takes guys to gel. It takes guys to like each other. It takes guys to like the scheme that they're in. It's so many other different factors that come into play, Scott. It's just not as easy to say, oh, this guy's good, we're going to put them together, and now we're going to have a super team. It don't work that way.
No doubt. And we talk about revenge games. What about for Kevin Huerter tonight, who will line up in a Chicago uniform?
Oh, you know, Kevin Huerter wants to give his team a little something special.
I think it's probably more motivation for Huerter than anybody else tonight.
Oh, no. Him and Zach.
Okay.
Him and Zach in the same boat.
Yep. Okay.
They are in the same boat. Your team traded you. Your team moved on from you. And, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's business.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, for basketball players, it's personal. It really is. Because a lot of guys can't take being traded just as a business situation. You know, your butt hurt a little bit.
No doubt. It hurts.
You know, okay, my team don't want me no more, okay? I'm not the number one option on this team anymore. So they move on from you. And when you come back, you always want to show them that, guess what? Y'all made a mistake. You moved on just a little too early.
No doubt. We're not businesses. We're people.
Right.
We feel it.
Right.
You know, for Huerter, any feel on what kind of reception he might get tonight?
You know, I hope he gets a good reception.
I think he will.
You know, like I told the Drive guys, I'm like, our fans are great. I love them. But we got a couple of fans down there in section 103, 104,
they
105.
like to give it a little bit. They like to give it out.
Hey, they kind of mean it's early. I mean, it's just like they'd have been nice long enough. They gonna let you know how they feel.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, Josh Giddey, questionable for this one. We'll find out about his availability, but obviously that was a big acquisition for them, picking him up from OKC.
Yeah, you know what? Josh Giddey has always been a player that really intrigues me. You know, a big guard, a guy that can handle the basketball, a guy that can facilitate. You know, he's decent on the defensive end. I've always liked what he can bring.
No doubt. And we are hearing that he will be out tonight. That'll be a big loss for the Bulls.
Yeah, no doubt. You know what? Another facilitator.
Yeah.
Definitely. But I'll tell you what, Scooter, the guy that's a Kings killer, every time he walks in this building.
Oh, I know who you're going to go. Mr. Kobe White.
Kobe White. Kobe White has made me a believer over the years.
Yeah.
Every time he walks in this building, and plus he's a good player. No
He
doubt.
is.
He's a very good player. But for some reason, when he steps on the floor at G1, his light just opens up and he shines.
He loves it here, and he's had some great games. Some of the best games in his career have been here inside the G1C. All right, game night being brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out their full line of luxury vehicles at mbofstockton.com. We're getting you ready for the Kings and the Bulls. Of course, we're at Tom's Watch Bar. We're watching all the games right now. We've got Arkansas and Kansas going, and this is a great game. You've got Bill Self taking on John Calipari. 64-63 Razorbacks with 7 minutes to go. All the games are on here. I'm excited to see UC San Diego a little bit later on tonight. They take on Michigan.
Okay.
The Tritons a very good team. They have 30 wins, and I think that could be an upset special later on tonight.
Okay, nice. Might have to tune into that one.
We'll see about that. Of course, we'll be focused on Kings and Bulls. When we come back, we're going to go around the league. We'll get you caught up on all the other news and notes around the association. It's game night. Coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Meanwhile at Xfinity. Okay, huddle up. Do you realize how many fans stream basketball? It's madness.
But real fans stream with Xfinity Internet.
Totally. We've engineered the fastest connection.
With reduced buffering and low lag.
'Cause making streaming better is what we do!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Can we let go now? It's really not a huddle with two people.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and stream live sports from the best seat in the house. Bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Actual speed vary. Not guaranteed.
Sacramento's premier country music festival, Country in the Park, is coming back May 16th and 17th at Cal Expo with Bailey Zimmerman, Billy Currington, Cole Wetzel, Nate Smith, and more. You'll enjoy food trucks, rock walls, and a mechanical bull, line dancing, and more. Single-day GA tickets start at $52 at CITPFest.com. Country in the Park, May 16th and 17th with Paul Mitchell, The School, Sacramento, and Stoney's Rockin' Rodeo. Find out more at CITPFest.com.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. It's cold, and American Energy wants you to stay warm and make sure your system's operating safely. Here's the deal. A $49 tune-up inspection, which is regularly $119. That's a full safety and duct inspection. But guess what? If your system's over 10 years old, the tune-up is on them. That's right. It's free. Give them a call right now. $50 off your first recommended repair. And if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Oh, by the way, breaking news. They're hiring right now. Here's the deal. They'll train you. Full benefits, generous incentive-based pay. Just call today for more details at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Not only great deals from American Energy, but possibly a new career for you. Check them out at theaeway.com for an instant quote and tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990. $39.98 now.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the best truck on the market, the 2025 Ram 1500. And that's not an exaggeration. It's proven. It's the 7th time Ram has won the Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Car and Driver named it one of its 10 best vehicles of 2025, giving it a 10 out of 10. And at J.D. Power, it's number 1 when it comes to brand vehicle quality. And hey, yeah, all that's great. But where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really separates themselves from the pack is their car buying experience. Come on in and see for yourself why they say it's where a handshake still means something.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140. Scott Marsh along with the High Flyer, Henry Turner. Game Night being brought to you by our good friends at Gingery Hammer and Associates. If you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. Kings and Bulls, we'll break it all down in our next segment. We want to go around the league right now. And Henry, we always say the NBA is a business. It's entertainment.
Yes, it
but
is.
At the end of the day, it's a business. The players know that. The owners know that. We know that.
Billion-dollar business.
And that's what I was going to say. It's roughly a $6.1 billion business today. The Boston Celtics reportedly are being sold for a record $6.1 billion.
Wow.
Billion.
And who is buying the Celtics?
I know it's not me. I can tell you that much.
Is it a group or is it one guy that got enough cheese to come and make that big dog purchase?
So it is being built by a group led by Bill Chisholm, managing partner at Symphony Technology Group. So,
okay,
pretty amazing. That surpasses the $6.05 billion price paid for an NFL team. The Commanders sold for $6.05 billion in 2023.
Wow. So, $6 billion.
Yeah, let's put that in perspective. 2 years ago, Matt Ishbia, who bought the Suns, bought them for $4 billion. So, Boston goes for $2 billion more in just 2 years over what Phoenix went.
Right.
I mean, if you're thinking back, let's go back 10, 12 years ago when the Kings were bought, right?
There you go.
One of them is thinking right now, they sold for $535 million.
Yes.
Chump change.
Yes. And now,
how about that investment for the Kings ownership?
Oh, man.
Bless them because they put their capital in and they built this beautiful area and arena and everything else.
No doubt. So just on average, let's just throw a number out there. This team would go for what? About four?
I would think so, at least.
3.5, $4 billion?
I mean, part of it goes by market size and all that, of course.
Yeah,
but you're one of 30 NBA teams. I mean, if the Suns went for $4 billion 2 years ago and the Celtics are going over for $6 billion now, I would say the Kings would have to be a $4 billion team. I know Forbes has their evaluations and all that, but they're consistently going up, obviously.
I would have to say 3.5, $4 billion.
All right.
So what would the Lakers be worth?
Wow.
What would the Lakers be worth?
Now, what's interesting about that, you would think the Lakers by far would be worth the most, but if you think about it a little bit, they play inside crypto.com, which is becoming one of the older arenas.
Wow.
And I don't know the whole structure there, but I think originally the Kings were initial owners of that. I'd have to go back and look at that. The LA Kings were a part of that, and then the Clippers were renters there.
Right.
All I'm trying to say is, based upon that arena situation, I don't know. I mean, it'd be fascinating to know if the Clippers, because they built and own Intuit Dome, might have a higher valuation. I'm not sure of that.
But then you got to look at the
market value of the name,
of the organization.
For sure. There's no doubt there.
You know, I would have to say the Lakers would be number one.
Okay.
I would think Boston would be number two.
Boy, the Knicks have got to be right there.
And then the Knicks have to be right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty amazing.
NBA is living good.
The NBA is good. So when people start asking about player contracts and everything else and how crazy it is, all you have to do is pull up that.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna have to walk in and ask for me a raise.
I know.
They living good. They eating over there.
Why is it not floating down to us? That's the question that we've got to ask ourselves right now. It'd be interesting too. Of course, the Warriors being very interesting where they fall in the landscape.
Yeah, they have to be up there pretty high.
Yeah, the Warriors, I would think, would certainly be amongst the tops in the league as well.
I mean, just to be right there in San Francisco, they have their own arena. And they got championship pedigree, so I would say they're up pretty high also.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up an internet ranking. Apparently, according to this, Warriors would be 1 at 8.8, the Knicks 2, 7.5, Bill. Ooh. The Lakers
Wow.
third, 7.1, the Celtics 4, 6.0, and the Clippers 5 at 5.5, Bill.
Wow, so Golden State's number 1.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this.
According to this, right?
Now,
I mean, you're worth what you're worth if you ever sold it.
Of course. This is what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Is Golden State a big market or a small market?
Big market. San Francisco's definitely a top 5 market,
Okay.
top 6. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. Bay Area.
Okay.
Because it includes the whole Bay Area.
So, were they a big market when they were just in Oakland?
Yeah. They
Okay.
still are considered
Okay.
that. Yeah,
All right.
it's all TV market size,
Okay, gotcha.
which includes San Jose and San Francisco and Oakland.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, for sure on that one.
Where do they have the Sacramento Kings at?
Let's go down the list. Let's see if we can find this one. So the Kings right now would be 20th in the league at 3.7.
That's what I said, about $3.5 billion.
You're a good appraiser.
Hey, can I get a raise, please?
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So there you go on that. That, of course, was the big off-the-court news in terms of things going on the floor. As we take a look at some of the notes, Luka is going to be out tonight as they take on the Bucks. Still managing that sprained ankle.
Right.
I think we've seen enough from Luka to know that he's back in pretty good shape, and those are not long-term things that are going to affect him this year.
And where's LeBron at in all of this?
Still about a half week to a week out.
Wow. And now Luka's shutting it down?
For tonight, just for tonight's game. Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the Lakers had really, separated themselves from the hubbub, but when you look at what's going on now, Scott, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is going to be tight once again. It's not that much separation.
No, it's not, especially the way the Warriors are playing right now. They certainly feel like they have a chance to even possibly move up from 6 right now. The Lakers right now are back in third in the standings. They got a win last night. So
how many games are they over the Nuggets?
They're a game over Denver right now.
Right.
Yep.
And then how many is Denver over the Grizzlies?
They are a game over the Grizz.
One game. What about the Warriors and Grizzlies?
Grizz are 2 games over the Warriors right now.
2 games. And what about the Clips?
The Clips are 1 game back of the Warriors.
Bro,
and the T-Wolves are 1 game back of the Clips.
It's going to be a tight race. And we're right behind the Wolves, but they got a couple games on us.
No doubt. It is all just bunched up in the Western Conference. And, of course, that's what makes it so much fun right now.
Right, because we're talking 1, 2, maybe 3 games, but we got 14 games left. So if you jump on a heater, ain't no telling what could happen.
Yeah, and, of course, the Lakers are playing the Bucks tonight. The Kings will get Milwaukee on Saturday. And as we mentioned, results from last night's games in the association, you had, in terms of the Western Conference, you had the T-Wolves losing, and you had the Lakers beating the Nuggets 120-108. So that was a big win for LA last night, no doubt about it.
Right, every game counts.
It really does. It really does. As for the Eastern Conference, the Knicks continue to struggle as they lost last night. Now, Jalen Brunson is out of his boot, which is good news for them.
Okay.
They can't hurry enough to try and get him back right now.
Oh, you know what's really hurting them is that he is, first of all, he's the head of the snake.
Yep.
Number 2, he's their number 1 facilitator, and he is their tone setter. So they miss a lot when he's not out there on the floor.
Yeah, they do. They miss a ton without him. That is for sure. As for games tonight in the association, the Knicks are going down again. They're in Charlotte, a 17-51 team. So
that's going to hurt.
That's painful. Nets leading the Pacers. You've got the Raptors and Warriors later on tonight. You've got that Milwaukee-LA game. And, of course, when we come back, we're going to be focusing in on the Bulls and the Kings. We'll have our Gingery and Hammer injury report coming your way. We're coming to you live from Tom's Watch Bar, the place to watch all the NC2A games. But I tell you what, you're looking for some good gumbo in this town. There's only one place you can go there, and that's Howard Gumbo, baby.
That's right. That's right. If you want some good fried fish, some good sides, red beans and rice, Cajun rice, how about them gumbo fries over there, Scott? Howard's Gumbo at where?
2120 Marconi Avenue.
There you go. Only place to be.
I will be out there on Sunday afternoon checking it out. All right, more game night coming your way. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hi, this is Henry Turner, a.k.a. the High Flyer. I've done a lot of amazing things on the basketball floor, but now it's your turn to be amazing. For more than 55 years, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento has helped out the youth beat many odds. Too many littles, especially boys, are still waiting for volunteers, Big Brothers. Volunteers to spend at least 4 to 6 hours a month with local youth who needs guidance and support. So donate your time to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the greater Sacramento area. Get involved. It's easy as a layup. Call 916-646-9300.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
And we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
Jackson Hewitt wants you to save money on tax prep. We're saving money by having our intern rap in this commercial.
Don't stress, Jackson Hewitt's got expert tax prep, $149 or less. Yo, some tax guys lie about price. They got hidden fees, that ain't nice. Ain't nice. Don't ignore MC Kevin's rhyme, because this deal's for a limited time. $149.
For tax prep that's $149 or less. Hurry into Jackson Hewitt today.
No cap.
Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
Welcome back into Game Night right here, Sacktown Sports, 1140 on a beautiful Thursday evening here in Sacramento. We're in the Doco. We're next to Golden One Center. We're at Tom's Watch Bar. We're having a great time. Packed house, taking in the end of this Arkansas-Kansas game, and it looks like the Razorbacks might survive in advance here in March. You've got Texas A&M up on Yale. Later on tonight, you've got UCLA, Utah State, Michigan, and UC San Diego about to tip off. And, of course, you've got the Kings and the Bulls as the Kings look to start the 7-game homestand 3-0 after tremendous wins against the Memphis Grizzlies and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Do you think collectively those two wins, best two wins in terms of a bunch all season long?
They're up there, definitely up there, especially the Cavs win.
Yeah.
The Cavs win was big because of where the roster was for the Sacramento Kings, understanding that you're missing 3 pieces, not 2, but you're missing 3 big-time pieces. So that was big. I would have to say the Boston win, and Boston was huge.
Oh, that was maybe the win of the year. Just
Yeah.
Quality win on the road, no doubt about it.
Yeah, that was big, and I want to say probably one of the Minnesota wins.
Yeah.
The Minnesota win in Minnesota was big.
Yep. Nope. Those are all good ones indeed. Well, the good news for the Kings, 2 of the 3 pieces are coming back. Let's get you the full Gingery Hammer and Associates injury report. For that, we go back to the studios. Anthony, take it away.
All right. So starting with Chicago, Lonzo Ball is out. Ayo Donsumu is out. Josh Giddey was previously questionable and is confirmed out. Patrick Williams is available. They have some G Leaguers who are with the G League. And then for the Kings, Jake LaRavia is available. Sabonis is still out with that ankle injury. And Zach LaVine is back from his leave for personal reasons.
All right. That's your Ginger and Hammer injury report. If you're ever in an injury, just call Gingery. All right, for the Kings, obviously they've been able to get it done without Sabonis. I mean, it's been a struggle for most of the year. They were 2-6 prior to coming in to the last 2 games, so they've stepped it up. But sometimes, Henry, when you lose a key player, everybody else rallies and they're able to do it short term.
Right.
But now the Kings are starting to advance to a point where it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 games without him. Doug talks about just focusing on themselves, being the team that brings the heart, the effort, the energy every night. Can they collectively continue to do that even without Sabonis?
Collectively is the word, Scott. No one person is going to fill the shoes of Sabonis, so they're going to have to collectively get it done. This is the question I have to ask you because, you're more in tune with more so on the media side. Is Sabonis in a boot?
I have not seen him, so I do not know on that.
I was wondering, because he has a grade 2 or the grade
3, I believe.
Ankle sprain.
Yeah, I don't want to confirm that because I'm not absolutely sure.
Right.
Anthony, if you have any on that, let us know.
And like I said, and I was wondering, was he walking in a boot or is it to where he's immobile on it with it?
Yeah, great questions, and I don't have the answer to that. I haven't been out at practice to really
I'll take a
see
look.
him in person yet. So
and has he even been to practice?
Right. And all we know at this point from a official standpoint, he's going to be reevaluated in 10 days.
Right. That was the only thing we heard.
And you have to assume it's going to be longer than shorter. I mean, that's the initial assumption I would make. I don't know if it's true, but
I like to look at Sabonis as Iron Man. I really do.
No doubt. He's a warrior.
Yeah. I don't want to, taint my look at him because I think he's one of the strongest guys I've seen ever come through this league. So
no doubt.
I would love to say he's going to be back faster than what they said he would be.
I agree with you there. For a mere mortal,
yes,
10 days would mean they're not doing anything with it, reevaluate it. Then you'd start working your process back after that.
Right. I've already said Sabonis is like Thanos from the Avengers. Nothing can hurt him.
That's true.
So, hopefully he can come back soon, man. I mean, however long it takes, we're going to be with him. But if he can squeeze and come back soon, so be it.
They have not given an official grade of it, but they said moderate is the official report from them.
Moderate sprain. Okay. Thank you for that, Anthony. Appreciate that. All right, so we look at the matchups tonight. You've got Vucevic in the middle. He is not a big. He's tall, but he's not big. It'll be interesting to see if Valanciunas matches up against him. I would think initially he would.
How about this? Let's see how he matches up with June.
Yeah.
That's where
I know you want to get him on the offensive side.
Yes, that's where I would love to be. We understand they got to guard each other, but that's where we always come in and say, oh, well, you know what? How is Valanciunas going to match up against this guy? Yeah. No. Let's flip the script now. Let's start bringing the positive. Let's start bringing the energy and effort. Say, how is he going to match up with Big Chune?
Yep. No, I hear you. Who gets the assignment with Kevin Huerter tonight?
I would say collectively, because the Kings like to switch a lot.
Yep.
They switch on offense a lot, whether it's small on big, big on big. They switch all the time. So I would say probably is Kevin Huerter starting?
Yes.
I would say probably Zach.
Okay.
Probably
I think
Zach.
that's right. I think that's right.
Because I think Malik is going to get Kobe.
Yep.
Zach can get Kevin Herter. What else is there starting five?
Trey Jones, Vucevic, and Montas Bucelis.
Yeah, don't know too much about those guys. But, Big Choon's going to be with Vucevic.
Yep.
So, and other guys match up.
Yeah.
Whoever Debo gets, whoever Keegan gets.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As you look at this one tonight, obviously both teams on a back-to-back, but the Kings did not have to travel. Just from a record standpoint, this is a good one for the Kings to get because with Milwaukee, Boston, and OKC here in your next three,
right?
This feels like the biggest, most gettable. I know it doesn't matter. We're talking about paper. We're just talking about it, but certainly this is one you don't want to get away knowing what you're having to play.
No. I'm with you, Scott. But, I know a lot of Kings fans, they're looking at it like this. Well, you just beat Cleveland, so you should be able to beat any one of those teams you just named.
Yeah.
But every night is a different night.
True.
It's definitely a different entity. But I will say this, that, the Kings come out with the exact same energy, play the exact same way. I think Doug is looking more so for that than anything else.
No doubt. And, you talk about playing with effort and energy as a skill set and something that has to be learned as an NBA player. Do you agree with that? Do you think that's the case?
What, to learn?
That playing with effort and energy is a skill.
No. That's more so a want for me.
Okay.
Because, you can't make your shot fall.
Yeah.
That's a skill set.
Yeah.
Coming out, defending your guy, that's an energy thing. That's up to you. Do you want to do that? Do you want to block out?
Yeah.
Do you want to rebound? So energy and effort, man, is strictly from the heart.
Well, the Kings have certainly shown that in abundance the last couple of nights. We'll see if they're able to keep that up. Not only is it a back-to-back, but it's 3 games in 4 nights too.
Hey, makes no difference. We are in the latter stages of this trek.
Yep.
So you got to tie them up tight, and let's make this last haul.
Let's make it happen. All right, that's going to do it for game night. As always, High Flyer, pleasure to work with you. You're going to hurry over to the G1C for
sir.
Kings Live pregame.
Got to get it.
All right, that's going to do it for game night. Coming up next is Kings Live pregame. Jason Ross will be with the High Flyer for that. It's a 7 o'clock tip tonight. The G-Man with the call. The Kings looking to start the 7-game homestand. 3-0 tonight. The Chicago Bulls in town for their lone appearance of the year. Sacramento looking for win number 36 on the season. Keep it tuned here, Sacktown Sports. We've got you covered all night long. Sacramento Kings basketball right here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another 3-pointer. Keegan Murray not